So lads, today we're going to be talking a little bit about Dijonai Carrington and this situation. I'm going to preface this by saying two wrongs don't make a right, and I'm not defending Chris Coughlanis. I'm just not defending Chris Coughlanis here. This man is a yoga instructor coaching basketball. Like, we called Christy Sides a motivational speaker. Like, we called this man Chris Sides or Chris T Sides. We literally call this guy Chris Sides, and I am sorry. This man is terrible. But there is a but. Dijonai Carrington is so far from a winning basketball player, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. She's so far from a winning player. And I'm going to be honest. We've got to be honest. She's shooting 20% from the field on layups. And Dijonai legitimately, by the way, she fouled. In this scenario here, she fouled. Like, two wrongs don't make it right. Should Chris Coughlanis have called a timeout? Yes. Should he have? He didn't want to waste a timeout, but at the end of the day, he lost one of the timeouts with 3 minutes going. But, like, watch what happens here. So Dijonai Carrington is calling for it to be challenged. Calling for a foul to be challenged. And at the end of the day, look, the Aces don't want it to be a challenge just on the chance they don't. But Dijonai screaming at her coach to challenge a call. Doesn't play defense. She's meant to be guarding Jackie Young. And Paige ends up picking up a shooting foul on Jackie Young. That's 2 points. While she's refused to play defense and is complaining to the coach. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's not winning basketball. That's just not winning basketball. It's not. Like, I understand you were part of the Connecticut Sun, but you don't have Alyssa Thomas in your team anymore. You don't have Alyssa Thomas. You're meant to be a leader of this team. And I'm sorry. Like, that is like as bad attitude as anything, especially when your team can't win a game. And then you've also got this situation here where at the end of the game, he's trying to say something to her. She just stares him down. At this stage, by the way, they're down 1 point. She's still on the floor. She is staring him down. And then he just gives up. He just gives up mid-play. And yes, this is a foul. For anyone saying, oh, they would have won the challenge. This is a foul. She hit her with her left arm before she got the ball. As Dijonai does every single time. If you watch 90% of her steals, she tackles like Gaelic football. If you guys know anything about Gaelic football, for any Irish people, she tackles like it's Gaelic football. She puts her left hand on the player and then swipes with her right hand. Or her right hand on the hip and then swipes. It will nothing, no Dijonai. They are like, Dijonai plays on the line of foul, no foul on defense. And there will never be a situation where Dijonai playing on that line is going to be overturned. Never going to happen. But this was the play before the timeout. Dijonai leaves Aaliyah Nye wide open for no reason. I also don't know what the hell happened there. And then Dijonai doesn't get the defensive board and goes and fouls her on the shot. Should it have been a foul? Maybe not. But I mean, at this stage, it's a tough one. And again, that other message is ridiculous. That message that we saw there is absolutely ridiculous. And then Dijonai goes and pulls this off. Dijonai pulls off the dumbest thing I've ever seen right after that in the next possession. Throws the ball to Jackie Young's hands. This happened. So, Paige Bueckers is coming for a handoff to get ready for the DHO into the PNR with Maisha Hines-Allen. Arike Gumboale, I don't know what Arike is doing. And by the way, Paige might have been at fault because there's a possibility that Paige was meant to have screened down in this scenario. There is a possibility that from here, Paige was meant to have screened down for Arike. But why Arike followed through that, and also why the hell, in this scenario, she chose to pass the ball to Arike. Instead of giving the handoff to Paige, she chose to pass the ball to Arike. And anyone saying that this was like really badly drawn up by the coach, they just didn't get the inbound they wanted. They didn't get the inbound. If you watch this play, they did not mean to inbound the ball to Louisa Geisel-Soder. That was not their choice of inbound. But by the way, if I was them, like, Maisha Hines-Allen doesn't know what she's meant to be doing. Paige doesn't know what she's meant to be doing. Paige was meant to have got the ball at the inbound and they couldn't get into Paige. But like at this stage, like you cannot keep this coach. You actually cannot keep this coach. You can't. You cannot keep this coach. You just can't. And I know I'm late to this. I know I'm really late to this. I've barely been home. I've a whole bunch of different things. None see your mum but addressed her the right way. If she had really listened, she wouldn't have fouled out. She got too caught up in wanting him to challenge, not realizing he needed time later in the game. I was like, I don't even know. I think he probably should have challenged in hindsight. He probably should have challenged, but what benefit would it have been? A challenge would have been unsuccessful. The challenge would have been unsuccessful. They were up like, what, 8 points with 3 minutes to go. The challenge would have been unsuccessful. The run hadn't started yet. Like, there was nothing. He's the worst coach. He never even hooped. But I mean, there's a lot of great coaches that never hooped at a high level. Let's be honest. Like, we're watching the NBA finals where Rick Carlisle was what? In fairness, Rick Carlisle was a hooper. Did he ever make a roster? I don't know if Rick Carlisle ever made a roster in the NBA, because I think he was with the Celtics, wasn't he, at one stage? Did Mike Diagonal ever make a roster? I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, was he not like student manager at like UConn or something? Yeah, he was student manager at UConn. And that's the NBA finals. So like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Small things separate being coachable to not being coachable. Once again, he was right. You don't like him. I don't even know. I don't even know if he's right or wrong. But at the end of the day, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Dijonai's in the wrong as well. Like, you can be pissed off at your coach, but that doesn't give you the right to not play defense. You can be pissed off at your coach. That doesn't give you the right to do dumb shit on the floor. You can be pissed off at your coach. That doesn't give you the right to not crash a defensive board and allow Aaliyah Nye put up a shot and grab her own rebound. You can be pissed off at a coach. And like, if Chelsea Gray didn't try to do a 360 behind the back pass and just threw a chest pass like a normal human being, Aaliyah Nye snipers wide open in the corner. Chris Katlanis did not cause Dijonai to leave Aaliyah Nye wide open. Like, they are all facts. They're all facts. 2 wrongs don't make a right. And look, Dijonai has been shocking this year. She's been shocking. And by the way, this Dallas Wings team keeps losing close games. So you have to judge players by how they play in the clutch. And they've been bad. Arike's been shocking in the clutch. Absolutely shocking. Paige Bueckers has been statistically the worst player in the WNBA in the clutch. Dijonai committed 6 fouls in the fourth quarter yesterday. Like, I understand there's a lot of issues with coaching. And by the way, like, this man makes Christy Sides look like a good coach. And I mean this. If this was a one-off, or if this was happening occasionally, that they were melting down late in games, if it was an occasional thing that they were melting down late in games, I would fully blame the coach. But every individual player on this team is melting down late in games. And then you've got Dijonai deciding not to play defense. Dijonai made 3 to 4 blunders late in that game. And they were all either IQ or effort blunders. They were all either IQ or effort. That's not good enough. So we got to talk purely basketball. Like, Dijonai, I thought Dijonai was great in Connecticut. I really liked her as a player. I thought that she was someone that brought a lot. And then obviously Unrivaled's Unrivaled. She was garbage on Unrivaled, but Unrivaled it doesn't count. I did not realize how reliant she was on Alyssa Thomas. I did not realize how reliant she was on AT. And this season, seeing what Alyssa Thomas is doing with that Phoenix team as a floor raiser, okay, yeah, I can kind of see the AT stuff. But like, a lot of that. And not only that, there is something non-basketball related every single game. So you've got her trying to fight, or looking like she's going to want to fight Satu. Then you've got her looking like she's refusing to play to get into it with her coach. And the game before that, she yanked Sarah Ashley Barker down by the hair. And the game before that, she volleyball spiked Skylar Diggins. And the game before, in between all those games, she got onto a podcast with the Lynx players, and then had the night before, and had an all-time stinker against the Lynx. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.